Caitlin Clark is getting hurt damn near every week, and it's looking intentional. At least that's what it's looking like from this footage that was released today. So there was new footage that has come out of potentially, I'm gonna say allegedly, Jacy Sheldon.
At this point, it's no longer just bad luck, no longer just unfortunate timing. What's happening to Caitlin Clark is starting to look like a targeted campaign, a weekly ritual where someone decides to test how much pain the league's biggest star can take before she breaks. And the latest evidence isn't subtle. It's a gut punch, literally.
Is it a problem that Caitlin Clark is calling out this referee? God forbid she finally stands up for herself. I mean, these WNBA refs are garbage, and they've been letting her get absolutely mugged on a nightly basis. Matter of fact, one of the players last night on the Connecticut Sun or whatever.
Allegedly, and I do have to say allegedly for legal purposes, Jacy Sheldon decided that in their latest matchup, instead of guarding Caitlin Clark within the rules of basketball, she was going to drive a knee right into Clark's groin. We're talking about a woman who is single-handedly keeping the WNBA relevant in 2025, being deliberately hit in one of the most sensitive areas of the body, and somehow, shockingly, there was no foul called, no review, no meaningful consequence. This is coming from the same player who not long ago poked Clark in the eye in full view of cameras. That earlier poke wasn't some "oops, my hand slipped" moment. It was blatant.
Something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's...
Even the most lenient fan couldn't pretend it was accidental. Clark confronted her. Sheldon escalated it by bumping her, and Marina Mabrey decided to shove Clark from behind like it was open season. This has been a pattern. The groin knee wasn't an isolated event. It was a continuation. Clark has been getting mugged game after game, and the referees have been standing by like helpless spectators, or worse, willing participants in the negligence. And now, after taking that knee, Clark was seen doubled over in pain, holding her groin, eventually hobbling off the court in tears. It was that bad. And when the Fever's coach was asked about it, the response was vague. She felt something in her groin, we'll evaluate.
Situation at the end of the game was all that, was what ended up injuring Caitlin Clark. Because if you guys did not see, first of all, this happened earlier in the game. So Caitlin Clark took a knee to...
Of course she did. You don't take a knee like that and walk it off as if nothing happened. What makes this worse is how the league has responded to previous incidents, meaning they barely responded at all. That eye poke, upgraded to a flagrant one and a fine of, wait for it, $2,000. That's couch change for a professional athlete. It's less than the price of some season ticket packages. And what does that teach players? It says, hey, if you want to take out the face of the league, it'll cost you less than a weekend trip to Vegas. That's not a deterrent, that's a coupon for violence. But even if we ignored the monetary joke of a fine, the real insult is the culture this fosters. You're telling players they can go after Caitlin Clark, rough her up, injure her, and face nothing more than a slap on the wrist. And guess what? That's exactly what's happening. Look at the footage. They don't even try to hide it anymore.
I mean, this is a dangerous play from Sheldon, but it's a foul. It is clearly a foul. Obviously, this is called as a no call. This is called as a no call. I don't know. Jacy Sheldon here sticking up her leg and hitting Caitlin Clark in the left groin.
This latest knee wasn't some incidental contact during a scramble for a rebound. This was a clean, targeted upward drive of the leg right into Clark's groin, perfectly timed to cause maximum pain. And the ref, standing right there, didn't blink, didn't blow the whistle, didn't even pretend to check the replay. Do you know what that says to the rest of the league? It says, go ahead, do what you want, we're not stopping you. Yeah? And let's not pretend this is just about a groin shot. Caitlin Clark has already missed 9 games this season with leg injuries. She's been fighting to get back to full strength, to keep playing the game she loves, to keep carrying the league on her back. But instead of protecting her, the WNBA has turned a blind eye as opponents take turns playing hitman. And now we're here, again. She's in pain, her status is uncertain, and the same tired excuses are being fed to the media. The most maddening part? No foul on the play. 0. Nothing. Clark's own brother couldn't hold back. He posted on social media, "Make no mistake, this is on the reffing." He deleted it later, but the truth was out. He's right.
Groin. Can you guys see this right here? You guys see that? That is a knee. Jacy Sheldon's knee is all the way fully, her whole leg is fully extended off the ground into Caitlin Clark's hand and groin area.
The officiating has created an environment where players know they can target Clark without consequences. Fever head coach Stephanie White has been beating this drum for months, talking about the blatant disrespect for her team from referees, the way physical play is allowed to escalate unchecked. But the league isn't listening. And here's the bigger picture. The WNBA before Caitlin Clark was on life support. TV ratings were embarrassing, arenas half empty. Teams like the Indiana Fever couldn't even draw 100,000 fans for an entire season. The league was set to lose tens of millions in 2024, even after calling it their best season in decades. And then Clark arrived and single-handedly changed the game. Her debut? 2.1 million viewers, the highest in over 2 decades. Her games? Regularly over 1 million viewers, sometimes 3 million. The Fever? Selling out home games for the first time in years, opposing teams moving to bigger arenas to handle the demand. In May alone, over 400,000 people attended WNBA games, the most in 20 years. And you know why? One person, Caitlin Clark. When she plays, Fever attendance averages over 16,000. Without her, barely 8,500.
Caitlin Clark, holding her groin, digging her head in the stanchion in pain, tears coming to her eyes, all the emotion hitting her at once, whether it's mental exhaustion, frustration with another injury, feeling a pop in the groin, feeling something in the groin that you know isn't.
Here's the cold truth the WNBA doesn't want to admit. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star player, she is the lifeline of the entire operation. She is the reason your grandmother suddenly knows what the WNBA is. She is the reason arenas are full, jerseys are selling, sponsors are calling, and television executives are actually willing to pay attention to a league that they used to ignore. This is bigger than basketball. It's survival. And yet, instead of protecting that investment, the league is letting her be hunted on the court like it's some medieval gladiator sport. It's reckless, it's self-sabotage, and it's killing the momentum she built. The All-Star game in Indianapolis should have been a victory lap for both Clark and the league.
This is on the ref. This tweet lasted about 30 minutes. It lasted about 30 minutes. And if we're going to be honest, he's on the money. He is. He's absolute.
The home crowd, the spotlight, the three-point contest tailor-made for her skill set. But thanks to a groin injury that never should have happened, she might not even participate. That's not just disappointing, it's catastrophic for the WNBA brand. Fans aren't buying tickets to watch a bunch of random role players in an exhibition game. They're coming to see Caitlin Clark do Caitlin Clark things. Remove her from the equation and you take away the show. It's like buying a ticket to a Beyoncé concert and being told, oh, she's not performing tonight, but here's her backup singer. That's what the league is risking every time they ignore the blatant targeting of Clark. And it's not like the financial stakes are small. Let's talk numbers again, because the numbers don't lie. Games with Clark average nearly 1.2 million viewers. Without her, barely 400,000. That's a drop of over 60%. Attendance is cut nearly in half. The Fever's road games sell out when she's in the lineup. When she's out, they look like a Tuesday night rec league. Merchandise sales tied to her name alone are carrying team stores. You take her off the floor and the whole business model collapses. And yet, groin shot, no call. Eye poke, $2,000 fine. Opponents get the message. Go ahead, nothing will happen.
Right there's a hold around her back. She's still kind of holding on to her with her left hand. Then Caitlin passes, and then she gets bumped a couple times, and then they finally call a foul when Quinterly slaps down on Caitlin Clark. So if we want to watch it one more time, watch when she's going to the back.
This is the same league that preaches about growing the game and empowering women athletes. Yet when its biggest female athlete is getting physically assaulted on national TV, their response is as weak as a pre-season scrimmage whistle. The hypocrisy is staggering. The WNBA talks a big game about player safety. They make noise about concussion protocols, rest days, and mental health initiatives. But none of that matters if your referees are letting your MVP-level players get mugged in plain sight. And don't tell me this is just physical basketball. I've watched physical basketball. I grew up watching the NBA in the 80s and 90s. I saw the bad boy Pistons, the Knicks under Pat Riley, the Bulls battling the Pacers. That was physical basketball. This is targeted violence under the guise of defense, and it's cowardly. The irony here is that Caitlin Clark's success benefits everyone in the league, even her detractors. The same players who resent her spotlight are making more money.
And I know that a lot of people are like, Caitlin Clark fans are like too over the top with this. Like, she's not getting fouled all the time. She is getting bumped. She is getting grabbed. She is getting hand checked throughout the entire game. And it continues to happen. And I feel like that is the game plan when you play against Caitlin Clark.
Getting more endorsement opportunities and playing in front of bigger crowds because of her. Without her, many of them would still be playing in front of sparse audiences of friends, family, and a handful of diehards. That's the reality they don't want to admit. And yet instead of appreciating that, some of them seem hell-bent on taking her out of the game, dragging the entire league back into obscurity just to prove a point. And if you think this is just fans overreacting, think again. Fever coach Stephanie White has been practically screaming from the sidelines about the officiating. She's been crystal clear. The physicality allowed against her team, especially against Clark, has gone beyond the line of fair play. She's questioned whether the league's complaint system even works. And you know what? It probably doesn't. Because nothing changes. We keep seeing the same script. Early in the game, Clark gets grabbed, bumped, hand-checked. Then she gets fouled hard, no call. Then another cheap shot, no call. Then the frustration boils over, and she either gets into it with the refs or has to leave the game injured. Rinse, repeat. And every time it happens, you can feel the air leaving the balloon of excitement around the WNBA. This was supposed to be the breakout season.
And now on the snap. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark. He's still upset and wants an explanation from Michael Price.
The year people finally took the league seriously. The year they proved they could hold national attention. Instead, they're showing they can't even protect the one player responsible for giving them that attention in the first place. The longer this goes on, the more you start to wonder, are they doing this intentionally? Is there some misguided belief in the league office that letting Clark take abuse will somehow toughen her up or prove she's not being given special treatment? If that's the plan, it's one of the dumbest business strategies in sports history. Because here's the thing about special treatment. Stars have always gotten it in every sport for one.
Maybe at the timing of when that happened on Jan.
Yo, I have no clue what dude said, but for her to want to call the league on the ref, what did he say?